Hey, this is Brother Teacher with some tidbits of information about your health in general. Some things you may know, some things you may have already known and or heard, and some things you may not have known. Sort of a potluck of things as I'm inspired to give it to you right now. Just some things to think about. You know, a lot of people love my channel because I've been around and I've studied health and wellness, martial arts for a great deal of my life, 2/3 of my life, and I'm pretty well versed in a lot of things. But anyway, let's just cut to the chase. Some things that you probably should know. Did you know that municipal water that comes out of your faucet contains thousands of chemicals, and you really should have it filtered? Minimally, you should have a charcoal filter, but you cannot mitigate or get rid of most of the chemicals that's in the water. They are there, and you can't see them because water is clean. There's no nutrition, there are no minerals in the water that comes out of your faucet in your kitchen or your bathroom sink. Nothing there at all. Just water and chemicals. You have chlorine, you have arsenic, you have pesticides, you have medication that has been flushed down the toilet by people. Everything that's coming out of your sink and goes back down to the sewer, and everything that goes into your toilet goes down to the sewer. It goes to a reservoir where it is chemically cleaned and it's brought right back to your house. Just just in case you didn't know that. Now, they put thousands of chemicals in our water to kill the things that are supposedly harmful to us, right? But over a period of time in your body, these things build up in your body and could and can be harmful to us over the years. Stop. Another thing, did you not know that it's best to cook using clay pots or pottery, uh, and not aluminum pans and pots? Don't cook in aluminum because aluminum is one of the most softest metals. And when you heat aluminum, I know traditionally, especially black people, have always used aluminum to cook during barbecues and cooking things in the oven and things like that. But at a certain temperature, aluminum sweats and it breaks down into your food when it's heated. Just something to think about. So you want to use stainless steel pots and pans. Excuse me. That's what you should use. Stop. Next thing, microwaves. Microwaves emit or put out radiation. True. You know there's a little glass in front of that microwave that you should never stand in front of because even though the door is closed, if you can smell the food, the microwaves can still escape the microwave oven. You should never stand in front of that microwave. A lot of people like to stand there and watch the food cook or watch the popcorn pop. If you're going to cook using a microwave, make sure that you stand off to the side of the microwave so that you don't absorb the microwaves. That's true. And did you also know that while you're using a microwave, that that contaminates the food that you're cooking with? radiation. That's a fact. Now, speaking of cooking, when you use plastic bowls to heat in a microwave, most plastic bowls are made of chemicals. 99.9% of them are made of chemicals, and a lot of them are made out of petroleum products. And BPA, bisphenol A, is uh, a synthetic form of estrogen. Yes, that's why when you read some water bottles and some bottles that say BPA free, that's why it's on there. It's bisphenol free. But there are other chemicals that bottles are made of as well that are harmful for human consumption. You say, well, brother teacher, what's wrong with the plastic containers? Well, when they heat up, they absorb into your food and or your water as well. So those plastic bottles that we're so conveniently using to drink our water out of, if it's not BPA free, if it contains bisphenol A, when in the summertime, especially when it's traveling in a truck for long distances, and that truck is really hot, those bottles sweat. And guess where that chemical in that plastic goes? Right into the same water that you're going to be consuming later. Stop. Speaking of bisphenol A, BPA, that is also inside the canned food liner on the inside of the cans where you have your vegetables and so forth. The canned food, in other words, that you purchase in the store, you know, most of those cans are made out of some form of metal that's not aluminum, because aluminum damages real easily. Usually they're steel cans or some other metal or alloy, if you will. And so they don't rust on the inside and contaminate the food, they line the inside of the can with bisphenol A. Yes, to protect the food on the inside. But over a period of time, while those cans are sitting on the shelf somewhere, that lining breaks down and is absorbed into the food that's inside the can. And you consume that. And that contains synthetic estrogen as well. It can cause infertility in women and some issues with men as well down the road. So when you have especially products in the can that are very acidic in nature, like tomatoes in a can that's very acidic, that can exacerbate or make the lining break down even faster. Stop. Another thing, air conditioning. It feels good. Note the term conditioning. Air conditioners, even though they are very convenient and it feels good in the summertime when it's very hot, it has Freon in it. What's Freon, brother teacher? It's a chemical. What do you think happens to the Freon while the air conditioner is blowing? It's in the air. And guess what? You are inhaling it. That air didn't just come out from out of doors. You need Freon for the air conditioner to run and be cold, right? That includes your automobile, your trucks. So, are you willing to pay the price for convenience? Ask yourself that question. So, air conditioners. You have to think about air conditioners. Freon. The air is being conditioned because that's not natural air. Nothing beats nature. Natural air. Speaking of that, did you not know when you are in your home and you have all of your doors closed all of your windows closed, that is a death trap if you don't have fresh air from outside. Yes, it can make you sick. What you talking about, brother teacher? This is what I'm talking about. Well, you have a stove that you use. When you turn the stove on, it might be a gas stove. The chemicals from the gas is in the air. You don't see it, but it's there. If you have an electric stove, those elements that are burning are emitting something as well, and it's in the air. And your refrigerator is on 24/7. It's running, and it's emitting something in the air as well. And if you're using some form of heat, it's emitting something in the air as well. Not to mention if you're using spray deodorant, deodorizers, incense, cleaning supplies within your home. I mean, you smell bleach, you smell Comet, you smell Lysol, you smell all of these things that you feel you're doing a good deed by keeping your house clean with these chemicals. But where is the odor or the fragrance going? Even when you paint your house on the inside, your walls and so forth, it's inside that house, closed in. So you must remember, you must crack the windows sometimes and let fresh air come in to circulate and keep those chemicals out. And while I'm talking about that, here's another thing, another jewel. When you wear shoes in your house and you have carpet, everything that you walk on outside is on the bottom of your shoes. When you come into your home, it's on your carpets. So I have a practice in my home to take my shoes off at the door. And I have carpet in my home. So every cat, dog, possum, raccoon, squirrel, ant, spider, whatever that's outside, have used the bathroom, died on the ground, blood, whatever, and wino have some waste on the ground. People have thrown food on the ground. You're walking on that gasoline or what have you. Every single day you're walking on something that's on the bottom of your shoe and you're carrying it into your home. Walking on the carpet. And guess what? When you take your shoes off and you're playing with your children, playing with your grandbaby, even your own pet is inside on that carpet. That's been absorbed into your skin while you're inhaling it. And you're just unaware of it. And then you wonder why you don't feel good one day. So, I admonish you, stop wearing your shoes on your carpet in your home and take your shoes off at the door. Or have a pair of shoes just specifically for the home, like sandals or flip-flops or house shoes for inside the home only, and don't wear them outside and back in. Think about that. Another thing, did you know that you sleep better naked? You do. We are a living organism. Think about it. We're human beings. We've grown accustomed from an evolutionary standpoint to wearing clothes. Did you not know? Think about it. The first man that God, Elohim, Yahweh created didn't have clothes on. I'm just saying. Did not have clothes on. They did not wear clothes until they disobeyed God. Hello. There's a reason why. Now, every animal in nature is naked. Think about it. So when you sleep, your body can breathe. It's best not to have socks on when you sleep, so fungus doesn't grow in between your toes and cause athletic feet, uh, so that your body can let out the poisons that's in it through your lymphatic system. And speaking of athletic feet, while I'm on that subject, it's best to wear white socks instead of colored socks, because colored socks have dye in it and it absorbs into your feet, whether you know it or not. Now, when your feet are wet and you put a sock on and you put a shoe on, guess where bacteria lives at? Dark places, moist places, and it grows there. That's why your feet smell or stink, because bacteria has grown in between your toes, because your feet can't breathe. Same thing is true with your armpits. Same thing is true with your genitalia. It's covered up. It can't breathe. Think about it. Stop. Next, you have hair in your nose. I've seen people complaining about other people who have hair in their nose or hair in their nose, and they're so anal about cutting the hair out their nose. Okay, you can groom it, but that hair is called cilia. It's a filter. What's it for? It is to stop things that's in the air, particles and so forth. God knew what he was doing. It's to stop outside foreign objects from going into your lungs. That's the purpose of your hair in your nose. That's the purpose. So leave it alone. It has a place. So, next thing, when you cut your toenails and your fingernails, you should not cut them in a circle, because when you cut them in a circle, the nail usually grows back down. You should cut them straight across as much as you possibly can. That's just a footnote. Next thing, your eyes. Did you know we wash every part of our bodies externally for the most part, but we ignore our eyes that's exposed to the elements all of the time? You can wash your eyes. Did you know that? You most definitely can. Now, what's a good way to clean your eyes? What I've done for years. Some people say, oh, don't do that. Well, baking soda in a bottle with a droplet, shake it up, put enough baking soda in the, you know what a droplet bottle is. You know what droplets are. You can get one at a pharmacy or at Walmart. Warm water until the baking soda dissolves. Use your discretion. I've done a video on this before. Till the baking soda is dissolved. Put a few drops in both eyes. Baking soda is a bicarbonate, right? And it kills bacteria. It kills fungus. Put it in your eyes. Close your eyes for a few minutes. And if you want to follow it with water, just plain old water, that's cool. It's not going to hurt you. Been doing it for years. I know some people are apprehensive or scaredy cats because it's something new to them. That's one way to clean your eyes. How often should you do it? Look it up. Or you can ask me and I'll answer it, but I'm not going to answer it right now. Another thing that you can use for your eyes to clean your eyes that is a little bit more risque, cayenne pepper. You do the same thing. You can get a bottle again, a droplet bottle, and you put some cayenne pepper. I did say cayenne pepper, I'm talking about hot pepper, the powder, in the bottle and some water, and make sure that it's mixed up real good. Put a few drops in both eyes. It's going to burn. Of course it's going to burn. What do you think pepper spray is? Pepper spray has never blinded anybody. Police have used it many times. It's used for self-defense, but people can still see when it's gone. After it's over, you can see. What does cayenne pepper do? It opens up your blood vessels in your eyes. Thank you, teacher. You're welcome for that pointer. So if you have any more questions, you can ask me that as well. Now, another thing, you have constipation. Why do you have constipation? Sometimes it could be medication that could cause it, but read the description of the medication that you're taking and any particular side effects. Check that out. Ask your doctor, physician. But oftentimes, people have constipation for a few very basic and common reasons. One of them, improper combining of foods, eating the wrong foods. Well, make sure that you have fiber-rich foods, foods that move through the body. Cabbage, greens, beans. Make sure you stay hydrated, that you drink plenty of fluids so that things move through your system. But if peradventure you become constipated, what's constipated? You should go to the bathroom every day and have a bowel movement if you're eating every day. If you eat every day, you should have a bowel movement at least once or twice a day, every single day. And if you've been eating every day and you don't have a bowel movement, you are constipated. So my first suggestion is prune juice. This is what I tell everybody. Prune juice first. If no results from the prune juice, you can try a teaspoon in 8 ounces of warm water, baking soda, first thing in the morning. Teaspoon to a tablespoon of baking soda, same thing I said earlier. Stir it up real good, drink it in the morning. Make sure that you're not going to leave the house. Make sure that it's the first thing that you drink in the morning upon rising. Don't leave the house, because it's going to make you have to go to the bathroom 9 times out of 10. And it could surprise you when you have to go. So you don't want to leave the house and be driving or on the bus or what have you, and then when nature calls, it calls. So baking soda would be my next suggestion for you. Now, if peradventure you don't have that or don't want to use that, you can try Epsom salt. What is Epsom salt, brother teacher? It is something that's used for soaking, right? But it's also used outside of that for a laxative. So Epsom salt has magnesium. What does magnesium do, teacher? It relaxes the body. Externally, when you're sitting in it in the bathtub, and internally when you take it, ingest it in water. It will relax your organs, relax your gastrointestinal organ, and make you have to go. Do the same thing. Don't leave the house real soon. Once you take that, about 8 ounces of water with about a tablespoon or teaspoon of that, and it's natural. That's it. And make sure that you don't drink milk, cow's milk, because we are all lactose intolerant. We are the only creature on this planet that drinks another mammal's milk. Human beings are. I know it tastes good. I know you like ice cream, you like cheese, you like yogurt, you like anything that's milk based. But guess what? Your body doesn't like milk. I drink, personally, almond milk and coconut milk. Great substitutes for milk if you want cereal. And if you're going to eat cereal, let's say sweetened cereal, if you want to eat sweetened cereal, buyers beware, especially for your children. If you look in the grocery stores, there's aisles of cereal. There's aisles devoted to cereal, sweet cereal, just to get money from you because your children love it and parents are going to buy it. I'm talking about Fruit Loops, sugar frosted flakes, and so on and so forth. But guess what? None of that is nutritional at all. It's all junk. It's all crap. There's no nutrition in any of that stuff. If it's natural, it's going to usually be something warm, oatmeal, cream of wheat, that kind of stuff. That's real cereal. So understand that when you read the cereal box and it says enhanced with or enriched with these vitamins, you can't take vitamins and put them in something if it wasn't already in it and say that it's real. Vitamins come in food naturally from the earth that was already there. You cannot extract it and go into a laboratory and make vitamins and make them synthetic and say it's a vitamin or the real thing. It doesn't work that way. It's not that simple. Okay. I think I've shared pretty much with you so far. Now, on water. I want to touch on water before I leave. How much water should you drink? Well, I've heard people say 8 glasses of water a day, but it's going to vary from person to person. But remember, we're all different. Let's say average. You, the adult human being, the average adult human being loses about 2 liters of water per day from perspiration, sweating, defecation, bowel movement, and urination, peeing. About 2 liters of water we lose. And from breathing out, you lose water that way as well. Bet you didn't know that. So you must minimally put that much water back in every single day. So even in the wintertime. Now, what water are you putting back in? You must put water in that has electrolytes in it. The sink water or the municipal water that comes out of your faucets at home is not real water. It's water minus electrolytes. So what do you get your electrolytes from, brother teacher? Fruits and vegetables. That's simple. Remember, when you sweat, there's a reason why cats and dogs like to lick you. They're licking the salt that's come out of your skin. Those are minerals that's coming out of your skin when you perspire in the summertime. You have to put that stuff back in. Magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, and so on and so forth. You lose that when you urinate. You've got to put it back in. So, fruits and vegetables, make sure you stay hydrated. Hydration is not just drinking plain clear water. Hydration is putting back the minerals that you're losing as well. So make sure that you are aware of this. So you can also get your water from watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew melon. That's water as well. That should be included. Yes. Another thing, for those of us who enjoy vegetables, it is better when you eat vegetables to try and minimize the cooking time. Yes. Why, teacher? Well, think about it. When something comes out of the garden, out of the ground, off the tree, it's in its ripest, most prominent stage, vibrant, if you will. The nutrition is there. Then understand that. Learn wisdom right now. Heat kills. Understand that. As much as you enjoy a hot meal, a warm meal traditionally and customarily throughout time, you need to understand how nature works. There is no animal that's a herbivore in nature that cooks food. Deer, gorilla, giraffes, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, zebra, gazelle, they all are vegetarians. Just to name a few. Elephants, cows, they don't cook anything because all of the nutrition is in the food that comes right out of the earth, right? We're cooking. We've got to find something that we call a pot or a pan and a source of heating, and then we alter the thing that we pulled out of the ground where they're eating from, right? And we make it conveniently comfortable for us, so we say, and then we put spices on it and all this other kind of stuff. We enhance it. So when you cook vegetables, we're talking about vegetables, teacher, don't overcook your vegetables, because if you overcook vegetables, cook them too long, even though you're cooking greens like from the south, I'm from the south, you cook greens too long, you kill the vitamins. You do. Heat kills. You cook them too long, you're killing the vitamins, and there's no more nutrition in there. It might taste good because you're putting salt and other flavoring and so on and so forth, and some kind of meat in it and that for taste, but you're killing the vitamins, and it's just something that tastes good. So what should you do? If they are firm when you first pull them from the garden, cook them just enough until they're a little flaccid, and don't throw the juice away. Cook them up to that point and drink the juice, because that's where the vitamins and the minerals are, in the juice. Yes, true story. That's what you do. And if you're going to bake a potato, don't put aluminum foil on it. Bake it with the skin on it and eat the skin, because the skin is where the vitamins and the minerals are, in the skin. And also, your red potato or your sweet potato is better than the white potato, more nutritious and more healthier than your white potato. True story. So make sure that you clean the dirt off the surface of the potato, clean it, and then you cook it with the skin on it. It's best to boil it as opposed to put it in the oven for the most part, and you eat it with the skin, because that's where the nutrition is. Now, in this particular video, I'm sure it was very beneficial for most of you. Please give me a like, a share, and a subscription if you are not subscribed already, and even donate if you care to support my channel. Been here for a while, some years, well over a decade, and I would appreciate it. And tell me what you think about this video, and are you waiting for part 2 to this, or would you like there to be a part 2 to this? Now, these are things that I'm regurgitating from years of videos that I've done. I just felt like talking to you today. So until the next video, this is Brother Teacher, and as I always say, Yahweh loves you and I love you. Have a blessed day.